wrestling fans, from body slams to high-flying plans. Join the chat, hear the scoops. Jump in quick, don't be a stoop. We're throwing down in every match with tales and fights that you can't catch. The Marks Podcast is the place to be for every wrestling mystery.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Tony Chimmel, the GOAT of ring announcers. And you're listening to the Marks Podcast on YouTube.
Oh, shit, Jacob showed up. Welcome to the Marks Podcast. I am Dan, the Flying Jalapeno, with Gerard Millette, the Inside Man, and the Jakester, King of Deep Dish Pizza, Jacob McGovern.
Yeah, and I don't even make the pizza there. I just fucking scrape pans. It's terrible. And I answer the phone too. I take orders. So.
You taking orders, not a shock.
I know, right?
Well, that's why you're there so late. So,
Yeah.
as Gerard's background would let you know, something happened yesterday. What happened, Gerard?
It was Saturday. And, it's Saturday night's main event.
Collision.
Yeah, okay. I think the commercials for Saturday's main event got a bigger pop than Collision did.
Yeah.
And speaking of commercials, I will honestly say, since the last time we watched Saturday's main event, last night's weren't so bad.
Yeah, they weren't as noticeable as they were the last time.
Look, man, you can polish up a turd all day long. It was still a fucking turd.
Well, it's like, I don't get why they don't have any picture-in-picture. That doesn't make any sense. But I watch
Well, that's NBC doing that.
Yeah. Super lame. I mean, they don't have picture-in-picture on Max either for AEW, so that's lame. But, who cares about that, right?
You clearly do, because you've been watching the shit of AEW lately.
No, I have been. I've been seeing some
the rating bump that they've been getting.
The what?
Yeah,
The rating bump that
AEW has
they've been
been
getting.
not as bad. The Death Riders have been killing the company, but it's been there's some shining spots. Like Tony Storm's ass, that's a great. That's probably the best.
She came back as timeless Tony Storm last night as well. But no, okay. First match of the night: Nia Jax, Rhea Ripley. What do y'all think?
The way they opened up the match by having Nia headbutt Rhea during the introductions. Now, she was getting, I guess she got heat online for it from the WWE, but, of course, she didn't do that on her own.
What's going on, Eric?
In the classic form of the way they did it, making it look like you were in Madison Square Garden with the SNE2, the mic coming from the ceiling.
Yeah.
I actually kind of enjoyed it. The old school, bring it down. But to have it go like that, and then one of the first moves I see Nia Jax do is when she goes to give a Samoan splash, the first thing she does is land on her ass. So now when she lands first.
Called a Samoan drop.
So you know what I meant.
Mr. Inside Man.
But when she she lands on her ass first and then just falls backwards, which took totally away from move. It's like she jumped off the rope and just sat down in the ring and falls backwards.
I noticed that too. What's up, Nigel? No, I agree with you. I think that was, but part of that's camera angles too. We talked about it before he came on the show. With
there was no hiding it though. Her ass is so big you can't hide it.
Well, I know what fucking you were focused on, Gerard. Shit.
Oh, and then they show the replay.
So there's something I do want to talk about. The first match, Rhea Ripley, Nia Jax. The referee was in there.
Oh yeah,
female referee,
and a nice black female at that referee at that. To where I will say, would she be the first one?
I'm not sure. But beyond that, I do want to bring something up. So we are avid fucking viewers of other podcasts as far as wrestling. We try to get, learn everything we can. And there's some trash podcasts out there that like to fucking run their mouths and I'm assuming, inflate their egos and whatever. And they had a former quote unquote referee on their program who was very upset at Jessica Carr. Now, if you don't know who Jessica Carr is, she was the first female referee in WWE, the new version of WWE. Okay. And what makes her a great referee is because I'm not worried about the match because I know Jessica Carr is going to do a good fucking job. She's going to count the 1, 2, 3. She's going to call it like it is. So far she hasn't been caught with a stupid ref cam doing something stupid.
Yeah, there was no ref cam on Saturday night's main event. I was kind of surprised. I was hoping.
And she's not.
It's old school. Why would you put the ref cam on?
Now that being said, Gerard, you and I had a conversation about this. So I'll ask Jacob first. Hey, Jacob, when you go to a wrestling match or you watch a wrestling match, are you watching that shit for the referee?
Nope.
Do you spend money, your hard-earned money, to go to a fucking wrestling match to go see the referee?
Nope. But it's Jessica Carr, so I might pay money.
Oh my God! Can you highlight that one, dear?
Oh my God! It's well, of course, that's the worst problem. When I went to see AEW, there was literally like Aubrey got in the ring and was like you could tell she was like trying to get a chant going for herself, and it was just the most embarrassing thing I've ever seen.
I'm going to give you guys Aubrey Edwards, my best recollection I can give her. If you ever seen the movie Karate Kid, when Mr. Miyagi and Daniel are on the beach doing the moves and stuff like that, that's her. She seems like she's doing all this, movement and stuff like that. Like she's getting ready for some kind of karate exhibition.
No, don't get me wrong. When AEW started, I found Aubrey Edwards to be a nice novelty. Hey, she's going out there, she's doing this, she's doing that. She is a referee. You know who else was a fucking novelty back in the day? Rita Chatterton. That's who was a fucking novelty back in the day. But she'll have you believe that she was the greatest referee of all time. Minus whatever happened to her. Whether it's true or not, I'm not here to knock that. I'm here to knock her fucking performance. I do not go to a wrestling show. I do not watch a wrestling program to see the fucking zebra. I go there to see.
Like I said with all officiating, no matter what you're watching, if you're talking about the officials the day after, they didn't do their jobs the right way.
Yep. Oh well, you're talking about the greatest thing of all time, the greatest match ever. Come on, Punk.
But that's the thing. NFL, Major League Hockey, basketball. If you're talking about the officials, they didn't do their jobs right. People don't pay. People don't pay to see the referees. People don't pay to see the announcers. People don't pay to see the ring attendants. They
don't pay to see that little guy with a bowl haircut carrying out ring jackets. Oh, that was Gerard.
That's what I said, the ring attendants. I'm saying people pay to see professional wrestling. They pay to see the wrestlers.
Unless you're watching TNA, we come for the tits and the ass.
Hey, listen, Honky Tonk Man made a living off thanking the people up in the cheap seats. Okay? Because those guys up in the cheap seats paid their money just as well as the people in the front row.
It just when you were telling me about it, Gerard, it just rubbed me the wrong way, man. Like you're gonna go on one of the biggest piece of shits fucking. I'll say it because Gerard's nice and he won't say it. You're going to go on one of the biggest piece of shit in the world's fucking shows and run your mouth. You got your fucking money. Fuck off.
And it's being backed up by a guy who how can I say? Made his claim to fame by being the very first opponent for The Undertaker, making his $150 for maybe 2 matches. And hey, we'll be back in town in about 4 months. Come on by. When you claim to fame is, hey, I was a jobber for WWF back in the days, and I worked every couple of weeks, then I guess Barry Horowitz was the.
You will not talk ill of the late great Barry Horowitz.
Okay, Barry Horowitz, Brooklyn Brawler, Iron Mike Sharp, Pete Doherty, Phil Apollo.
You just don't like the Brooklyn Brawler because he wasn't the Boston Brawler.
No. I'm just saying is a lot of these jobbers that you'd see constantly, where are they all now?
But back to the point of Mario Mancini, that shithead. My problem is y'all talk all this crap about how a guy did something. Again, we go back to the fact that this country has something called due process. Why did you not talk to your manager? Why did you not talk to your boss? Why didn't you go to the police if you saw this person being assaulted or hurt or affected in some way? No, you wait fucking 20 years, 30 years, 40 years to come out and go, well, I seen it.
Well, hey, I didn't know who I could tell. And my thing to that is this. You've all heard my story saying, hey, when Randy Savage says to me, I need somebody to go get Liz, I knew who my bosses were. My boss walked around the corner. Guess what, Mario? Or anybody else in that matter. Unlike today, where there's probably 50 guys are hanging around back on all television tape and stuff like that. Back then, 4 were the direct line to the boss. And then you had the road agents who were there as your in-betweens. So
Producer Trips, could you put that Mike Chioda comment up?
Yeah. I'll talk about, hey, referees don't sell tickets, they comp tickets. Very true.
And here's my thing about Mike Chioda. Mike Chioda got over because he was good at his fucking job. Everyone loved Tim White because he was good at his fucking job.
Hey, they're Hebner brothers.
Well, to be fair, they like them, but they also like them because they can get half-price deals on knockoff merchandise.
I was about to make a knockoff merch.
Take away that other stuff. The Hebner brothers were 2 very good referees.
Excellent, but that's what I'm saying. You know,
you paid for the surgery when it first came out.
The thing that got me, that drives me nuts about this interview was, if you don't know the story of Rita Chatterton, she's the one that came out and said that, you know, Vince did whatever to her and promised her $500,000 a year back in 1980, whatever. If she would do something with him in a fucking back of a limousine. And then they did stuff because he forced himself on her. And then she said, he laughed and goes, ha, ha, ha. Remember when I told you when you got hired, do not mess with the wrestlers or whatever, but you just did. Now, I wasn't there in that limo. Apparently Mario Mancini was in the limo or something like that, or he was driving for him because he apparently saw this happen. And, you know, he's come out and said that this and this. But you're going to tell me that a referee in 1980 whatever is going to make more money than their star attraction, Hulk Hogan? Gerard, that dog don't hunt.
Well, I'll put it like this. Okay? I'm pretty sure Hogan would have wanted a cut of that. He probably would have been saying, hey, wait a minute, hold on. If you're going to give her $500,000 to do something with you, what are you going to pay me? I got to go out there every night.
Well, and again, you know, Producer Trips, could you come in real quick?
And I got to say one thing about the last comment.
Yeah, Trips.
Nick Patrick is the GOAT. Punkster, you know.
Who the fuck is Nick Patrick?
Yeah, the guy who used to lift up.
I don't know who that is.
Hold on. Nick Patrick is okay. To clarify, Nick Patrick is the guy who did the not so fast count for the Sting Hogan match. He was the referee for the NWO. He was But no, Trips. You and I had this conversation constantly when we were, you know, when the whole fucking video came out before. There's a possibility, he could have told her anything, right?
Right. The echoes.
Oh, hold on.
No, you didn't.
Oh, the technical issues here.
Eat a dick, Gerard.
That didn't echo. But no, okay. So the argument her and I had about it. Am I still logged into another one or what? Well, that's what I'm saying. He may have. She said he may have promised it, but he didn't have an intention of giving it to her.
It seems like he has a pattern of that, of not paying.
True, but let me pose a different scenario. Let me pose that maybe this was something that they worked out, and he said he was going to do this for her and this for her, after they slept together and didn't do it, and then now it turns around. Go back to what's going on now with the Janelle Grant case.
What's the one thing? Hey, and somebody in that position, put your name on the dotted. Let me put my name on a dotted line before I do anything. You get my name on a dotted line, I'll seal the deal.
So what, you're telling me that you would sleep with Vince McMahon if he puts his name on the dotted line?
No, you get my point. If she says what happened to her happened, and he gave the scenario you just said, you put my name on you get my name on the dotted line, and I'll let you do whatever you want. Because guess at that point, Now she got his balls really in a sling.
Well, again, but again, did anybody ever take the man to court, not civil court, not collecting money court? Like these are crimes.
I don't think the man's ever been in a criminal case other than the case that the government tried to go after him for.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Okay, so like this person did this, right? He did all this crap. And again, everybody knows I am not the biggest Vince McMahon guy here. I'm not a fan of the guy.
Well, like I said like this, and I'm going to say it again. Your credibility goes out the window with the people that you go on and talk about it with.
Well, she goes on and talks about it with fucking dipshit.
Phil Donahue, I think Phil Donahue or something like that was the first one, or Geraldo or something like that.
Geraldo, yeah.
And you know, think about it, from the time she went on with Geraldo until the time that Janelle Grant came up, where the hell has she been? What's it, 35 years between the two? 35 years or something like that between. She's not out there promoting it. She's not out there doing nothing about it. She basically pushed it to the side. Because what was done back in the early 80s or whenever this happened, what was done after Donahue or Geraldo, whenever it happened? Why did she put herself on the sideline for so long and not talk about it more?
Well, didn't they file a case against her for defamation as well?
Yeah.
They canceled it, but they did file a case for defamation. I think the steroid trial came up after that, so they like had to fucking back out to like that shit costs money. But I'm not denying that they did something together. I'm not saying that. Like I'm not denying that shit happened between her and
Hey, I look at it like this. Okay?
Yeah.
The person who knew the truth behind all those stories died 12, almost 13 years ago. Because I'll tell you what right now, it's funny where the one major civil case that's against him right now, they let that man pass away without getting a true interview from him for 20 years. He was so important to that company. He was so important to everything behind the scenes, so important to all these civil cases going on right now. Nobody wanted to find him. That's how important he was. But on the other hand, he was that important to where all these stories that come out about Vince under oath, he probably knew the truth. And it's sad that nobody ever bothered to go find him and ask. Because under oath, I know what he would have done under oath. He would have invoked his Fifth Amendment right.
Well, okay, it goes back to you, Gerard. I think that, you're not a fucking piece of shit guy who's go out for money. That's not who you are. I can speak to your character in the time I've known you. And I think when you got brought into this internet spectrum of shit, I think they thought, oh, here's another guy. He can corroborate our story. I'm sure they had a fall on that. And if I throw a little money at him or something like that, or the idea of money, we'll get him on board. That's not how it fucking turned out.
I told you. I got told I was too intelligent.
Oh, this is before they spread the fucking narrative that you're too slow. So which is it?
I'll tell you why. Okay? Because they were going by some New York reporter.
What's going on, Chayton?
Who had never met me. And since this whole thing come out, that New York reporter doesn't even want to talk to me. Oh, wait a minute. Another dirt sheet writer, once this came out and realized that I was the right person, yeah, he kind of shied away from talking to me too.
But so you're telling me a small, minuscule little fucking 2,000 sub YouTube channel was able to find you and nobody else could who had all the resources in the world?
But first of all, nobody found me. I reached out to them.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, so you reached out to them, but a small, minuscule as little fucking YouTube channel, we were able to get a hold of you and we set up an interview.
Put it this way, I can honestly say two. You guys and Monty and the Pharaoh were the only ones who really wanted to hear what I had to say. A third person tried to belittle me and bash me and embarrass me. Okay?
He wouldn't happen to be from the Panhandle of Texas, would he?
No. He had a day. He lost a day. Didn't know what to do with the day. You know,
Maybe look. Maybe it was his teeth cleaning day. Fuck, I don't know.
no. I'm saying the guy that I'm talking about. Like I said, I didn't know if he had a day, what a day, lost a day, played a day. I don't know what he did. But like I said, he tried to belittle me and stuff like that. And then I realized he's probably trying to do that because some snake in the grass was feeding him all the questions. Okay. But and the funny part is he went on the show with that snake in the grass, and that he ended up burning his bridges with that snake in the grass too.
Well, I mean, they're all gonna. It's a den of vipers over there. All they do is fuck each other over. But I will say this: Gerard, working with you has been the highlight of my life, more than I've been married.
Wait a minute, and we have our own puppet too.
Yeah.
Jesus.
But that's what I'm saying, okay? And going back to the original, I know we go on a tangent because whatever, it's us.
Just can't wait for Vince to return at the Rumble. That's all I gotta say.
Who?
Yes. Who?
Jessica Carr, and I don't know who this new referee is. Eric, if you're on the chat and you know who this new referee is, I know I've seen her before. She's an African American woman.
She said her name a couple times. I just can't remember her name.
Yeah, she's good, but she does her job. I think Jessica Carr does a fine job. Hell, fucking WrestleMania last year, she was the one who hit the 1, 2, 3 for fucking Cody to win the belt.
Yep. With Samantha Irvin crying on, ring announcing and everything.
But that's the thing. She's known Cody for years, that referee.
Yep.
And I sit here and I think to myself,
what a wonderful world.
She didn't.
Sorry, I had to.
She didn't have any fanfare. She wasn't stretching in the corner preparing to do the fucking crane kick to beat Cobra Kai. She was just there to count the 2, 3. So right now,
everything else is window dressing, guys.
Well, right now, I'll tell you this: Jessica Carr, in my opinion, is the fucking best referee in the game.
Well, even when you just talked about the 3 count, I mean, like when Aubrey Edwards does it, she goes 1, 2, and then like when she counts to 3, and it's fucking horrible.
Hold on, you know what time it is, everybody? Everybody know what time it is?
Jacob's Corner ain't no ordinary space. He rants and raves with that fire in his face. Every word a racket, shaking up the place. The whole block hears him setting his pace.
Woo. Okay, yeah, so Aubrey Edwards is the worst referee in all of wrestling. I mean, that's not really that's not really hard to see. But, Gerard made a point because he said, it's like Karate Kid when she's out there. I'll give you one better. If you guys have ever seen the movie Suicide Squad, 2016, the main villain in that, literally, just go watch that, and then that's literally all Aubrey Edwards does. Now, they've kind of diluted her down, at least that seems what they've been doing these past few weeks that I've seen. But every time she's out there, it's just terrible. It's distracting. And when everyone takes a hit, she always it's hard. It's just terrible, But yeah, no, that's pretty much all I got to say on that matter.
Jacob's Corner where the truth ignites. No holding back, no silent nights. Its race cuts through the darker lights. Every last a battle, every word a fight.
Did that say I raise cunts through the dark of night?
But no, okay. So the best way I can describe it is as far as Aubrey Edwards. Have you ever watched the match between Taz and Bam Bam Bigelow at fucking in Jersey, where he puts him through the fucking ring? He's on Bigelow's back, drops back, and the ECW ring just turns to a big crater. The referee does this every fucking match. Aubrey does that. It's not a shock moment.
I'm glad you brought that up because when Big Show and I want to say Brock, when the ring first broke, the first time the ring ever did it, and Kyoto was in the ring, and Kyoto took the bump. Then the next time, I think it was Jack Doan, the guy, and I think he unfortunately was too much expecting it, and he fell out of the ring. Right? Some referees can sell that very well. They can sell bumps well. They can sell a lot of things well. Kyoto could sell a lot of things very well. Earl could sell it very well too. Morella could do it. Tim White could do it. Like I said, selling is an art in the business of wrestling. When you make it look like you're expecting that bump to happen, unfortunately, it takes away from your job if you look like you just expected the bump. Does Audrey Edwards take a bump?
I don't think she's ever taken a bump.
Yeah, she has. She's
I
had
did.
a match before.
Yeah,
Really?
Yeah.
That's right too.
She had a match
She was
with,
so over they put her in a match.
It was her and Karen Jarrett. They fought each other.
Yeah, that's right too. She's also over. They've had to put her in a match.
Yep.
Wow.
But when you look at it as a whole, okay, the one thing I will give WWE credit for is not just having the women referee women's matches, having the women actually do men's matches too.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll give them credit for that. But there's only one problem I have with that. Accidents happen. And if a guy takes out a woman by accident, totally done. Okay? Just because wrong place, wrong time, and the guy just couldn't stop. What happens?
Well, see, that's the thing. You have to look at it as some equality. You know what you're getting into when you're a referee. You train to do this job. Gerard, you're not the biggest guy in the world. But what if a Bigelow runs into you? Well, are they supposed to say, well, it was an accident? We know Gerard's a smaller guy, but fuck, hey, he knew what he was doing.
I had Matt Bloom, otherwise known as,
Prince Albert, Tensai.
Prince Albert,
Tensai.
actually give me a couple splashes, okay? And I will say he probably at that time was roughly 150 pounds heavier than me. I felt like the little kid jumping on back of me because he knew how to take care of it. He knew how to protect me. Knowing how to protect at a moment and doing something on accident. Now, can you potato somebody? Absolutely. But accidents in that kind of business, when you're doing it live, there's no retakes, can happen.
Okay, so I'm putting you in that position. Say it happened to you.
Yep.
You knew what you're doing. You're a referee. You choose that profession. She chose that profession. Hey, I say let it ride.
How do you do you stop the match, take her out, put a new one in?
They do it all the time.
Yeah.
No. I mean, legitimate. I'm saying legitimately hurt, legitimate injury. Because
Okay, yeah, you get another ref out there. They'll pull another ref and they take her out.
When was the last time you saw
They probably stopped the show if fucking Aubrey Edwards got.
I'm saying
if it was Aubrey, it'll be fucking front page news.
Yeah, like imagine fucking Brian Cage fucking runs into her full speed. Fucking,
That's my only thing is, though, like I say, accidents can happen. Referees have said it. Hey, they've blown out knees, ankles, and stuff like that. They've found a way to finish the match. My only thing is, could a female referee in a man's match?
Are you saying that they could say that they did it purposely? A man hurt her or something like that?
You have these internet trolls that always say that crap.
So, are you saying like in a men's match, like should a heel do something to like a female, like or should something like that happen?
No. What I'm saying is, I like the fact that they allow the women in the men's matches. Okay.
I agree with you, wife. I think we do need an Aubrey Edwards compilation. Only problem I have is AEW will probably fucking hit us up.
Why? It'd be real quick. All you gotta do do the same loop on 3 seconds is the same thing.
You just have to speed it up really fast.
And Punk, I do. Yeah, I'm in agreement. I think the downfall of NXT. I think that the downfall of AEW started when they were so fucking cocky. They thought they could give up somebody like Cody Rhodes, who was the glue that held that company together. Go back and look. He had relationships with the Bucks. He had relationships with Punk. He had relationships with everybody there. The problem is they decided
we didn't have a relationship with
Tony Khan. He wasn't sucking Tony Khan's dick because he didn't need to. Here's the thing, and I've had a lot of time to think about it, and we're going to get back to Saturday Night's Main Event, but you know us, we go on fucking tangents on this show. That's what we do. But here's the fucking problem I have with that. Cody Rhodes didn't need that fucking company. He's proven that time and time again. He went on the Indies and was before Matt Cardona. He was the highest paid indie wrestler out there. He was making bank. Multiple time world champion. Did this for Ring of Honor. NWA. He brought prestige back to the fucking NWA. Look, I like Aldis. I do. but that belt didn't get that fucking boost until Cody had it.
Hey,
No, what are you talking about? Come on, Tyrus.
Hold on.
That belt
Listen,
fights.
I'm going to give you the best example I can give you. Okay, Eric Bischoff, Ted Turner, Cody Rhodes, Tony Khan. Ted Turner brings in Eric Bischoff. What can I do to make my show compete with WWF?
Eric, what can I do to compete with WWF?
Spend some freaking money. Okay, give me 2 hours on Monday night. Give me 2 hours. Done. Okay. Cody Rhodes only bring in Tony Khan to be Ted Turner. Ted Turner never got his hands in the mud.
Yeah.
Tony Khan decided to put his hands in the mud, and that's when Cody Rhodes said, I only asked you for your money. I didn't expect the rest of this goo-gah. You can take the goo-gah, and you can run with this and watch what's going to happen to you. Not only, listen, at the Rumble, don't be surprised to see Aleister Black back.
Absolutely. Punk, this is where I disagree with you. Because when he went to Ring of Honor, he proved that he could be a main eventer. When he was at the Tokyo Dome in Japan, and the match he had with Kenny Omega for their U.S. title, Cody can talk. Cody has a look. Just his debut into the Bullet Club when he had christened himself the American Nightmare. He's sitting there with a cigar. He's got the blonde hair. The man is a main eventer. Whether you want to agree with it or not, he's proven that.
I'll say this, though. He's half right. NF Punkster, you're half right. And this is what I'm going to mean by you're half right. Okay? Since Cody's become the champion, I think he's gone down. Watching him go after that title was much better than him as the champion.
No, I agree with that, but we've talked about that. Just like we talked about Steve Austin's trail for the belt made him what he was. If you really think about it, Steve Austin had the belt. He had 1, 2, 3 title defenses. He was beaten in the match with Undertaker and Kane. And the rest of the time, it's him fighting to get to the belt.
Let me ask you this, though. I don't believe Steve Austin needed the title to be Stone Cold. Cody Rhodes needs that title.
I agree with you. I will
so
agree. And the reason why I say is because, remember, it started out about being about his story. But
The one thing I will always say about Cody Rhodes, and it is something I will always never really get over, is I will always see him as one guy only, the one and only Stardust.
I don't
have the other glove.
Listen,
why the fuck do you have a Stardust glove? You know,
I have gloves.
Good.
Dan, I want to respond to that.
Stardust gloves. Why the fuck do you own Stardust gloves?
I found them in my closet the other day. I was like, oh shit, because I think I got him when he was around. Probably this is 2013 when Stardust was around. So I definitely probably got him at a live event. Let
me tell you this right now. I want to answer this guy. I think the story right now he's having with Kevin Owens is is being told very well.
I think Kevin Owens has a lot to do with that, though.
Correct.
I think that's
He's being told very well.
We'll get to was that the second segment?
No, it's the mid. It's the mid because it was right after the Braun Breaker and Sheamus match.
Let's continue with main event, and because I do want to get to that.
Yep.
So the match between Rhea Ripley and Nia Jax, I thought it was a fine match. It was pretty quick, but then that ending came out of nowhere. And Gerard, you and I talked about this. I think the finishes to almost every match.
Yep.
It was no
build to a finish at all.
No. So, Jacob, what do you think about the first match?
So Nia Jax and Rhea Ripley, I mean, it's no secret that Nia Jax is terrible, and I think that's probably the best Nia Jax match I've seen in a long time.
But she's gotten better since her original.
She's gotten better, but
you polish a turd, it's still a turd.
Yeah, it's like if you're fucking trash cans, and then you end up not fucking trash cans anymore. You end up fucking stuffed animals. It's like, well, at least she's not fucking trash cans anymore. But it's Rhea Ripley is the greatest women's wrestler right now that they have on the roster. I mean, that kind of goes without saying. I do think she's getting a little bit overexposed, and what I mean by that is I think that, someone mentioned it in the chat. I'm not sure who it was. I think it was Punk actually that said it. She is kind of being booked to be a little bit OP, a little bit too overpowering, I think. But at the same time, it's Rhea Ripley, so I think.
How is she being built to be overpowering when they had Liv Morgan kicking her ass.
Shit,
Yeah.
Nia Jax was beating the brakes off her for a while. That she hit her with the
Right.
Annihilator, like beat the shit out of her.
Listen, you got two women right now that I think Rhea Ripley needs to face. One of them's on the injured list right now, as far as we know, and the other one is
Who?
not on the injured list. But I think her and Rhea need to have that match. Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill.
I would
hate to-
actually like that. And I think that Bianca has.
And if you got to do it in a triple threat, to hide Jade Cargill,
I will say this.
Yeah, that
I
might be
think-
the way to go.
I think Bianca Belair right now is the most credible threat to Rhea's belt. And I also think that Bianca Belair deserves to have a decent title run because she's been in the mid card long enough. She's cooled off her jets. She's not, she's very good about that. Bianca Belair, for everything anybody can say about her, does business. She's always done business. And I think that, I think now is a good time to start pulling that trigger and bringing her back up, especially when you have all those sharks coming up from NXT.
Yep.
I mean, look at the fucking talent pool NXT has.
listen, you can give the tag titles to those two girls from next, Jackson and
Lash
Lonnie
Legend.
Jet-
Lash Legend and Jackson. There, you can give the tag titles to them.
God, what happened to the other two people? Like, there's that used to be a group, and there's Noam Dar and the other guy, and I'm like, those two have totally overshadowed both of them. It's kind of hilarious.
But but then we go back to Saturday night. We can go back to Saturday night. So we can talk about the Sheamus and Braun Breaker.
And that's the one that Gerard is fucking blowing his load off fucking week. Fucking Jesus, it was been one day, but I feel like it's been 3 months of him just talking about fucking Braun
Well,
Breaker.
and listen, the one thing I like about the hit last night is Sheamus doing the job for the kid, and in that match, listening to Jesse Ventura talk about that match.
Tell me about it, Gorilla.
Listen, I wish there was a way they could pipe his voice.
There, see, Punk, you're about to have your biggest fucking fan.
Well, yeah, no, he pinned him. He pinned him clean. The ref counted 3.
How do you take it back when you see his foot on the rope? How do you take it? But I mean, that was the spear off the stairs that they got, and then they go to commercial break. Then they come back and show it again. Then they clocked this kid at 23 miles an hour in a ring.
Yep, and Wade Barrett's a national boxing champion.
Yeah.
Look, we don't know that. Do you got a little ray gun out there? You're clocking Braun Breaker?
Bare knuckle? No, it wasn't boxing. It was
He's a bare knuckle boxing champion.
Yeah, it's like, okay.
But I mean,
And you know what? Erwin I. Shyster really works for the IRS.
Well, yeah.
Just to
Bray
hear
Wyatt was
Hollywood,
a fucking-
listen.
California.
he was DiBiase's accountant.
And Bray Wyatt really was.
I'm glad. Wait, the $1 Million Man showed up last night.
Yeah, he did. And,
Actually,
yeah, you know what?
brother-
And Bray Wyatt was a real sand hillbilly from the fucking swamps of Florida.
Hey, listen, I got to see DiBiase. I got to see Hacksaw, Miyazaki Henry. I got to see Fluffy. I got to see Fluffy.
Oh!
Okay, Fluffy was the one. Fluffy was the guy that didn't make me change my channel.
Fucking Shane Gillis was there. I saw that. I'm like, that was awesome.
But I mean, hey, Arn Anderson. Tell me Arn Anderson doesn't look like he can still get into the freaking ring.
He doesn't.
Holy Christ!
He does not. And neither does Tully.
Oh no, Tully! No, Tully didn't realize the camera was on him.
Tully needs to sit his ass down. I love Tully Blanchard. If I, go back to the Four Horsemen, the original Four Horsemen. Some people like Rick. I always liked Arn, but my favorite was Tully. Man, that motherfucker was a little shit talking asshole. And you know what?
Ole, Arn, Tully, and Rick.
My favorite horseman is Jeff Jarrett. I think he's the best
my God.
horseman of all time.
I'm sorry, but and this is going to be a little bit offshoot, but one of my favorite finishers of all time, and I think they need to bring it back. It's the sexiest looking move ever, the slingshot suplex. Just boing. It was just so flowed over, done.
Well,
And
listen, it's been often imitated but can't be duplicated. Arn Anderson Spinebuster.
The double
way
A,
he did-
I just
Oh.
fucked your life up. Yes.
Boom.
Hey, I got to give credit to Powerhouse Hobbs though. He does have a pretty good spine.
Powerhouse
buster.
Hobbs does have an excellent fucking spine buster. I like
Yeah,
Powerhouse.
they should have put the fucking title on him, but no, they had John Moxley choke him out.
And now he's fighting fucking.
Dude, dude, when they released that picture of Charlotte, for the Royal Rumble. I had to do a double take. I was like,
Hey, no,
Joan
you gotta
Rivers
look at the
is
one
still
before
alive.
it, Dan.
Yeah, she fucking does. She looks just like Carmella now.
No.
I thought it was Joan Rivers for a
Hey,
second.
look
I
at the
was like,
comment
what the
before it.
fuck?
Look at the comment before it.
I think them announcing Charlotte for the Royal Rumble makes me think there's. Yeah.
Hey, wait. I'll tell you what gives that.
I hope
away.
AJ shows up. That's all I gotta say.
If AJ shows up, 60,000 people will go absolutely bonkers.
You know who I think should show up though, and you know
If he
she's
fucking says
shown up-
Jinder Mahal, I'm gonna lose my shit.
Listen. No, this is a woman in WWE land. She's shown up before in the Women's Royal Rumble, and she
Jordan
currently works for TNA Wrestling. I think Santina Morella should make.
Oh God!
Miss WrestleMania herself.
I thought he was going to say Jordan Grace.
Jordan Grace is going to be a gimme. Of course, she's going to be in that match. But
Well,
Jordan,
you know who else may be in there? I believe in Joe
Emma.
Hendry. Joe Hendry might be in the match.
I hope so, and I hope he comes out with the TNA belt. I think that's the best way to go about it. I think he should have a moment with John Cena where John Cena throws him out of the ring. But
Can we see Mickey James?
I could care less. I mean, I like Mickey James just fine, but she's not my cup of tea. Okay. You know, I was watching, and they can't. The WWE can't.
I'm glad Punk said that because Jordan Grace is built way
I think she looks great. All right, whatever. I don't give a fuck. I'll be in that minority.
I'm trying to think. Who's the one that's part of American? The American Academy, the Alpha Academy. What's her name?
Otis. I'm just kidding.
Who?
Otis.
Not Otis. The short little blonde chick.
Yeah, Maxine.
No, not Maxine Dupree. I said part of American Academy.
No, it's American Made.
American Made.
Oh, Izzy. I don't know something.
I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
Is it Izzy? I don't know.
She's built like a powerhouse too.
Yes, but see, they think that Jordan Grace is on steroids.
Yeah. Well, it's obvious.
Her legs look thicker than yours.
Well, well, here's the thing. Like, it's not a Brian Cage level steroids. I'll say that, but it's pretty noticeable. Brian Cage looks like he's about to fucking pop, dude. Like if you fucking if you stick a fucking needle.
Pump?
Yeah, no, it's worse than that. I don't know what he's gonna get to a point where dude, he's like, how old is Brian Cage? Like almost like in his 50s or something like that. He's gonna get to a point where.
But I just talked about big. But I did just talk about Big Papa Pump, which should bring us back to Saturday's main event, and then to the segment after Sheamus and Braun Breaker.
Well, I will say this. I hope Sheamus wins the Intercontinental title at WrestleMania. I think
that's been a consensus I've been hearing for a lot of people. They're hoping for that. But I don't want to see this match for a fucking third time.
Yeah, I don't know. I think either Breaker, I don't know. They got to do something. Either Sheamus wins it, maybe at the Rumble if they add this match to the Rumble, maybe.
Hold on. I think if they're going to do it, this is how they got to do it. Sheamus is going to come out and say, Braun, you beat me twice. If I can't beat you, I don't deserve to be here. At WrestleMania, I put my career on the line for that Intercontinental title.
Elimination Chamber.
For what?
Toronto.
For the Intercontinental belt?
Yes.
That'd be cool. They did it for the United States title a couple years ago.
And then Braun Breaker. Then you sell the rematch for WrestleMania.
Yes. Yes, they need to fucking put I gotta tell you, he does an amazing fucking Ventura.
Karrion Kross is one of the most ill-fated examples I've seen. If that's the word. Like the most biggest example I've seen of someone who is so miscast because he has such charisma to the point where if he was just himself on TV, he would get over.
When he was Killer Kross in TNA, he was so fucking good.
Yeah, and it's just this whole thing with the Final Testament. There's little hints of greatness there if they really just let him, if they give him something other than having him team with the fucking.
He's been fucked since he's been fucked since fucking he was turned into Master Blaster when he first showed up. When Vince
Super
put him in a
shredder.
thong and a fucking hockey mask, they fucked him.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie, that helmet's cool as fuck. I would wear
That
it.
helmet is trash. Okay,
I
Mad
love
Max.
that shit.
Calm the fuck down, Mad Max. Jesus.
No, like I say, so then we hear Sexy Boy hit.
That man is not sexy anymore.
And he hasn't been a boy in fucking what, like almost 60 years. Fucking, he's not the heartbreak kid anymore. He's just heartbreak.
The interview, I thought, was good. I didn't think it was great. I don't think the
Woman, what is wrong with you?
the
Well, like,
interview.
I think this segment only existed so Kevin Owens could take the Sweet Chin music. I think he pitched it personally.
No, I think you're right, but I also think that they wanted that San Antonio pop. They wanted him to come out to get that pop.
And the thing about it is, though, is like Jacob, I was talking to Dan about it earlier. That segment to me didn't sell next week anymore.
No.
It didn't take away it, but it didn't sell
So
it anymore.
Punk had said something in there about Punk. What did Punk say earlier about Owens? Owens making the feud good.
Yeah.
No, he's
so-
like that. Yeah. Owens.
So here's what I want to get into about this whole fucking thing. They've had this will be their third match. At no time have they made Kevin Owens look dominating, other than when he gave the package power drive, whatever. I'm going to put it down right here. And I love Kevin Owens. I loved Kevin Steen. You know, one of my favorite Kevin Steen lines when he looked at Cornette and said, "I'm going to get the tattoo of your birthday, the day you die, across my chest, Jim." Like him and Jim Cornette was one, second to only him and Generico. Sami Zayn was the best fucking feuds I've ever seen of all time. It was just so good. But they have the prize fighter gimmick in NXT wasn't bad, but they have dropped the ball on what they have in Kevin fucking Owens Steen. And I've always said that they need to pull the trigger with Kevin Owens and let him be that Kevin Steen character. He is the best fucking shit talker in the game. Bar none. You cannot sit there and find me someone who talks better shit than Kevin Owens when you take the gloves off. But if Kevin Owens does not win the fucking title at the Royal Rumble, I have to give up. I'm done. I'm done waiting for them.
Just so you know, they set it up perfectly last night, because if you heard them say it, you gotta climb the ladder and grab both titles. So, which basically means they're gonna tease a finish. Owens is gonna go up that ladder. He's gonna get one title. He's not gonna get the second one.
That
But
makes
you
no
see-
sense. This is the end. This is you look when you're in finishing a feud, you go to a cage, you go to a ladder match. Those two matches are that's how you end a fucking feud.
Here's my thing, though. Do you see Cody and Kevin selling either night of WrestleMania? If it's going to take you that long, you know what the answer is.
No. What I'm saying is I can see
Well,
Kevin.
and Punk just said it in the chat. They really the most fucked up thing about this whole storyline is there's one that Kevin Owens is carrying it essentially, and it's kind of exposed Cody Rhodes like in a way, and two, he has the better looking belt of the two. When they were out there staring face off, and like Kevin Owens was holding the
I'm going to take my eye off that title.
Yeah, it's like that. It was embarrassing how much better it looked, and it's just like something needs to happen. Where if Cody wins this match, then we got to get a new belt. We have to get a new belt either it looks like the Winged Eagle, but it also looks like the new belt. Otherwise, I don't see the point of keeping the Winged Eagle on. For the reason of bringing it back to have
Then do we convert the women's title to the Winged Eagle women's belt?
Absolutely.
Yeah, well, I don't know. It's just that belt looked so terrible.
It does. I love the Winged
You
Eagle
just
belt.
said it. You turn one title into that Winged Eagle. Keep the other title the way it looks.
Yeah.
That's separate. There's your separation.
Well, I'll tell you this. I do like the World Heavyweight title, the one that Gunther carries. I love the design of that belt.
Yeah.
It's not like there was okay, let's go back to belts, right? I'm going back to the belts I remember. I remember when I was a kid, Red Heart and that Winged Eagle belt.
That's it.
When I remember I remember the Royal Rumble, Ric Flair going at number 2, going all the way, going the distance. He goes,
And I say this with a tear in my eye. He was
eye.
number 3, by the way.
and he goes, this belt means you're the best.
Yep.
And I look at that, and you saw the significance of what that belt meant, right? When you put a giant WWE sticker on some shit, it becomes a piece of corporate junk. There was a time when we had these guys, and then we considered them titans. Austin throwing that Winged Eagle belt, it was the last time it was shown on TV as their belt. When he throws it over his shoulder, WrestleMania 14, I'll never forget that image because that belt meant something. They started moving away from that. Then you got the big circular belt. It was so shitty that Austin had to come out with his snakeskin smoking skull belt. I like the Guerrero belt, the one that Brock carried forever, but I don't like the giant WWE on this shit. It just takes away.
The thing about that is this, okay? If they let you see on every title belt, the McMahon's crest is on every title belt.
Yeah.
Okay. It's actually on every title belt, the McMahon's crest. And I don't know if that's ever going to go away. I think that's going to be part of it because, hey, love him, hate him, whatever you want to deal with. That man is still the reason why we all talk professional wrestling. Unfortunately, hate him or love him, that's the reality of it. Guys, the man makes the title. The title doesn't make the man.
Well, currently that belt's making fucking Cody.
What I'm saying is the Winged Eagle belt is a beautiful belt and all that stuff, but the right man got to be carrying that belt to make it mean anything. And Jesse Ventura said it best last night. The Intercontinental title used to propel guys to higher positions. And you had guys who held that Intercontinental title higher than Hogan held his title. That goes to say something. You had Hulk Hogan as your champion, but guys who were Intercontinental champions, fans wanted to see more. Not only that, him, Mr. Perfect, the Honky Tonk Man.
You will never bring up the Honky Tonk Man in the same fucking breath as Kurt Hennig again.
Why not?
Because Honky Tonk is shit. I'm sorry. He was horrible.
Hey, listen.
I'm the longest Intercontinental champion of all time.
We've had great Intercontinental champions like Ezekiel Jackson. We've had great Intercontinental champions like who else? Trying to think of someone.
Santino Marella.
Santino Marella, yeah. We've had Miz multiple times. We've had a lot.
Dan, you just said Honky Tonk, but what wrestler got started because of Honky Tonk Man, though? Drove Honky Tonk Man to the ring at WrestleMania 6.
Diamond Dallas Page. See, that's another dream match we never got. The People's Champion versus the People's Champion. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson against Diamond Dallas Page. What a fucking match. What a program that would have been.
Well, after he was, stalking the Undertaker's weird-looking wife, I think it was kind of over for for Dallas Page and WWE. There was really no scenario where he was, ever gonna be taken seriously. But I don't know. It's just Dallas Page, I feel like is someone who could still go, and it's unfortunate. I think
he's 60 years old. He does not need to go.
Yes, he does. He still
does.
No. You have out there. You could have Diamond Dallas Page.
No, you're right. He needs to go.
What's going on,
he needs to go.
Yeah.
No, but okay, I'll say this. Diamond Dallas Page, even outside of fucking all these years, is still doing something for people, man. Look what he did for Jake. Look what God rest his soul, Scott Hall. He rehabilitated all of these guys and got them back to
Big Bill, too. Rehabilitated Big Bill.
So we go from that interview, though, to one big SOB to Jacob Fatu.
Fucking shit.
Yes, that's exactly what the match was.
I got to say that Jacob Fatu is I've been waiting for this guy to come to WWE since I saw him first.
He's in the fucking intro to our show.
It's fucking beautiful. And I think that, I don't know, I think this should have been the last time that we ever saw Braun Strowman ever in WWE. But unfortunately, we're probably going to keep seeing him more. But, I don't know where they go with Strowman after this because,
if you didn't see Saturday Night's Main Event, well, then what the fuck are you doing here? It's probably not the program you want to watch. But anyway, fucking, I think they did this pretty well, though. Hear me out. Hear me out. Braun is going to overpower Fatu. He's just going to. It's just the size is different. But what they showed is the brutality of Jacob Fatu. Do I think that was the right move to keep hitting him in the face with his ass? No. But I think that, him busting him up, him doing that fucking beautiful fucking moonsault, man, everything he did shows the savagery of a Jacob Fatu. On his way out, talking shit to fucking Strowman, like this fucking, I'm going to fuck you up, like he just don't give a shit. He is everything Solo should have been.
You know what the problem I had, though? After the third flip, he gets out of the ring, and they hit the music. They should have let him walk out without hitting music. It makes it look less planned. You get my point on that?
Yeah.
He did the third flip. They hit his music. That means you knew it was coming. If you let him walk out of there without hitting music, that makes it look like, oh, Jesus.
Yep.
Leland, I'm 100% in agreement because I love when he goes, Solo! I love you, Solo! I'm waiting for the Solo. I hate you. That
poor Solo, though. I mean, after he lost to Roman, all of his
he was just say poor Solo.
Yeah, poor Solo, man. It's it's unfortunate.
Hey,
no, I'm just kidding.
Wait,
Solo.
I forgot it.
I
got my red Solo cup.
God damn it.
All right, Dominic.
Oh man. But I'm going back to KO and Cody. I'm not really hyped for this match because I know what the outcome's going to be. I think KO is in a weird spot where I don't think he, like you said, Dan, I don't think I'm ever going to really take him seriously as a champion ever again if he doesn't win here. I mean, it's obvious he's not going to.
Well, they did it to Bray Wyatt, man. They fucking like Goldberg took the belt off of him and he was never the same after that.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing, guys, too.
And this is, by the way, before you say anything, Gerard, I got to say, this is like the 5th or 7th or 6th time that Kevin Owens is challenging for the WWE title at the Royal Rumble.
Where is Elimination Chamber?
Is it
Toronto, Canada?
Toronto.
I feel like they were just in Toronto.
If you give Kevin Owens a title at Royal Rumble, if you have him losing in Toronto, you're going to have an angry crowd.
Yeah.
Let's flip that script. He loses it in Indy. But he does so much damage, the rematch is in Toronto. What if he takes it in Toronto and goes into WrestleMania with it? So you sell your Royal Rumble off this match, but then because some Fugazi stuff happens, he loses in Indy.
I got a different perspective for you. He wins it in Indy. Sami Zayn wins the Elimination Chamber.
Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn at WrestleMania, though.
The problem with that is that they're going to put that like the middle of the show.
Well, here's your other thing. How many tickets have already been sold?
Yep.
Siegel tickets just went on sale Friday. How many tickets have already been sold?
What I'm saying is, though, people love that rivalry.
Yeah.
But how many times can you beat down the door? They're coming full circle.
It's been years since they faced each other. But
you're coming full circle.
They main evented. They main evented against the Usos at WrestleMania.
Yep.
They main event against each other.
Like I said, 2 years later.
Yeah. But it's a rivalry that people fucking love.
What's the words you can say? We get to finish our story.
And that's what I'm saying is Sami Zayn getting his moment at WrestleMania, people will fucking kill for that.
Does he get his Daniel Bryan moment?
That's what I'm saying.
Where the people
He's never had the big belt ever.
Listen, for Daniel Bryan, what did they do? They let people in the damn ring to cheer when Daniel Bryan.
I would argue that Zayn has more sympathetic fans for him than Bryan ever had.
If Sammy walked out of WrestleMania with the title, okay, once again, this is why that Money in the Bank right now is so damn important. Because the Money in the Bank right now going into Royal Rumble, setting up for Elimination Chamber. The guy who had Money in the Bank right now, tell me how interesting it would be right now. Having that no Money in the Bank briefcase right now for both sides sucks. It
But
sucks.
Tiffany, look, I don't agree with Drew's cash in, but I think Tiffany did an excellent job.
No,
Yeah,
I'm
Drew's
saying is,
cash,
though,
but Tiffany's worked out for the better, I think.
just not having it though to lay over people's heads going into WrestleMania.
It's fine because we're going to get it fucking right after Rumble. Right after Rumble is the Elimination Chamber. I'm sorry, Money in the Bank.
Yeah, down the road. Not. It's in January. It's in June or July.
It's over. It's fucking Rumble is February.
Yep.
Mania is in March or April.
No, April.
April.
Elimination Chamber is the beginning of March, and then you won't have nothing till April, and then
Okay.
you usually get backlash in May, and then you
Where
get
it's
Royal
coming,
Rumble.
bro. Chill the fuck out. It's coming. Fuck.
Hey, somewhere down the road, right?
It'll be there.
Hey,
Fucking when
listen.
you need it, it'll be there. Shit.
Hey, listen, my retirement's coming somewhere down the road.
So Punk is saying, I think Rock's returning to eliminate Roman. I don't know, man. I think he kind of fucked himself over with the heel heat when he was over there drinking fucking with Cody out there by the bus, and he put the fucking Ulafala on the Rock, on fucking Roman.
I think I said it before, and I'm going to say this again when it comes to Rock. The problem right now with The Rock coming back at any time, not what Rock we're going to see in the ring. When he cuts his promo, can people believe he's going to be cutting the promo as heel babyface? Can he make people believe that he's invested in the program?
I think so, because I think he's been more like, at least with this recent run, I think he's been more invested than he has been in the past few times he's shown up.
But if
So I
he shows
remember
up at
there was a
WrestleMania,
period
he's
there-
gone.
There was a period there where they had Rock come out, just to there was that one time at WrestleMania 32 where it took him 30 minutes to just announce the attendance rate, and then you had that match with Eric Rowan. And then it's been, I think Rock's been, better in this last run. But I don't know, Rock coming back at the Elimination Chamber to eliminate Roman would just be, I think it would make more sense for him to go after Cody.
You mean Royal Rumble?
Yeah, Royal Rumble. But I don't know, him returning at Rumble would.
We're in a good place right now because we also have that one thing looming. What is CM Punk's favor?
Yep. That's a good point.
I feel like Jacob's taking a shit every time his camera goes
Listen,
off.
and the good part is about that is, though, speaking of, you just said
Now my
that.
cat keeps running in the fucking room.
So does mine.
Hey, let's get to the main event last night. Let's get to that main event where we had Gunther versus Yeet.
Huh?
Okay. The match itself, I thought was great. The finish, I thought, sucked because it just.
I think it wasn't. Okay. I'll say this: the match was good, finish was good, but what did it do for Jay? And we talked about it.
It did nothing for Jay. Nothing.
I think it did. I think that he comes away looking. Well, we talked about it before.
He got beat.
No, I said it didn't. I don't think it did nothing to propel him, but it did nothing
again,
to hurt him.
Where I disagree with you, Gunther, I would argue, is probably the best in-ring competitor they have right now. Technically sound. He does some aerial stuff too. I think he's the whole package as far as a wrestler right now. You had Jay go in there, and I thought he was just going to destroy Jay, but Jay put up a hell of a fight. It looked good. He looked like he could compete with someone other than his fucking cousin. He did a damn good job in there. And
Can I ask you something though? Did he look like he missed somebody though?
I would have agreed with that a week ago. And
I'm not talking about Roman.
No,
I'm
his
not talking
brother.
about Solo.
His brother.
He looked like he missed his brother there.
No, and here's what I'm saying. This is why this is. I think we all knew who was going to win. It was just a matter of how bad he was going to get beat, and he didn't get beat that bad. Now, do I like this fucking idea? I like Gunther being bad. I like him being the villain. I like him thinking he's better than everybody. But this whole fucking him being a nice guy, it doesn't. I don't like it. But what it did do is
when he's doing his wrestling, when he's in the ring, what is he doing in that ring that makes you want to hate Gunther? I'll put it this way. Gunther and Sheamus have almost the same style. When Sheamus was a heel, you want to watch him, but what makes him it's like, I'll give you the one I can give it to is Mr. Perfect. Couldn't stand Perfect on the mic. I love watching him wrestle in the ring because that's what you want to watch. DiBiase, smug, arrogant. You wanted to burn that guy because of how he would treat you with money.
Is it because he kicked that basketball for that little kid? Are you still holding on to that?
But when he got in the ring to wrestle,
he was good.
He was you wanted to watch him wrestle.
That
So
$1 million
Jinder Mahal, beautiful on the microphone, beautiful in the ring.
I heard somebody bring up another one. Ravishing Rick Rude. The way he come out and talk about what I'd like to have right now is all you fat, out of shape, overweight,
sweat hogs while I take off my robe and show these women
pissed
what a
everybody
real
in the
man.
building off. But once he started to wrestle, you wanted to watch him wrestle. Gunther, like I said, not the greatest mic worker there is, but when that bell goes, it is just old school. I'm gonna beat your ass.
But hear me out. At the end of that match, where I told you this before, I said I don't like the name Main Event Jey Uso because he's not the fucking main event. He's not even close.
He's mid-card Uso.
So, but last night, what I saw was somebody that could maybe get there for the first time, and that's all this main event bullshit, this yeet bullshit. I finally saw a guy. I go, okay, that wasn't bad. That wasn't bad at all.
But where does he go if he gets there?
I think, I don't know. It's just Jey Uso is an entrance mostly. That's all he is. And when he was cutting the promo back and forth against Gunther, and Gunther just killed him by saying he's a tag team wrestler, and then all the yeets and all that. It's very cringe in my opinion. But I think what killed Jey Uso, for me, totally was Uso versus Uso at WrestleMania.
Yeah, that was rough. He's doing
one of the worst matches of all time.
From that.
And I'm glad, honestly, Jey Uso didn't win the title because I made I posted it on X that if he was going to win the title, I was going to watch Uso versus Uso on a loop 10 times in a row. So, glad that didn't happen.
I thought he said if Jey Uso wins, I riot.
Yeah. I would, it's just like if they were ever going to put the title on Jey Uso, I think this would have been the moment to do it. I kind of got worried there for a second watching this match a few times, but I was
that
very
right
happy.
there, what you just said, he was good enough in that match that you got scared.
I don't know if good enough is the word. I just felt, the way they were booking the match, it kind of just seemed that way.
But either way, you believe he could have won that match.
I thought there was a chance because because they kept bringing up on how Gunther's beat him twice, and they kept going on about that. So I was like,
but that's what I'm saying.
My jaded WWE mind was like, they might just put the title on this guy. Thankfully, they didn't though. I wouldn't have.
Again, do I think he's ready for the belt? No. But what do we want to see Gunther WrestleMania? What match do y'all want? I mean, I figured it's going to be Punk. I think Punk's going to be the one going against Gunther.
I think Punk versus Gunther would be cool. I would like, the build up for alone, I feel like would be interesting. I don't know. I think if it's not Punk, I'm not really sure. I think maybe it'd be too soon to turn Ludwig, so I don't think they would do that. And
I wouldn't mind seeing Drew McIntyre again.
I hope to never see Drew McIntyre again. Drew McIntyre.
If you're ever going to turn Gunther, having him go against Drew to turn Gunther babyface.
So there's a rumor for Drew actually at Mania. I've heard a couple times. It's been getting a little more traction. So they think that Wade Barrett is going to try to interfere with fucking Drew McIntyre, which is going to cause him to end up having to come out of retirement to have that one match at WrestleMania against his friend Drew McIntyre. So Wade versus Drew at Mania.
I agree with Trips. I've hated McIntyre. Well, I've disliked McIntyre.
Hold on, wife. Hold on.
I've disliked McIntyre since 2010.
This is a woman who used to see him in NXT, and I would say, "Oh, look who it is! It's Drew McIntyre." And
so
she would go,
Here's the thing with Drew. So Drew would always, there was this game called SmackDown versus Raw 2011, and I remember when that game came out. They would play Drew McIntyre's theme song over and over and over again every time you played that fucking game, and everyone everyone always says, "Oh, we gotta bring back Broken Dreams." No, if that song comes back, It's fucking no. That song is
Good song.
terrible.
Whatever
Same
it's a good
thing
song.
with Cody Rhodes' old theme song that played too much in that fucking
Hey,
game. The,
Jacob.
"Wow, yeah, this man came here. Anyways, went
Oh,
off.
where did Drew McIntyre get his
McIntyre
start?
has sucked since 2010.
Hold
since
on,
he came in.
hold on. What time is it? Wife, what time?
Jacob's Corner ain't no ordinary space. He rants and raves with that fire in his face. Every word a racket, shaking up the place. The whole block hears him setting his pace.
Okay, well, yeah. So again, beautiful theme song. So nice. You got to hear it twice. Yeah. So Drew McIntyre has sucked since 2010. Ever since they put him as the chosen one, Vince McMahon's chosen one. And he won the Intercontinental title. He ended up getting, in trouble because I think he did cocaine with one of the fucking divas or something like that. Something happened like that. And then he got put into 3MB, obviously his best work of all time, one of the greatest factions ever. And of course, the one and only Jinder Mahal was a part of that faction. But I digress. This isn't about Jinder Mahal, who is better than Drew McIntyre, by the way. I will stand and die on that hill. But Drew McIntyre, he came back to NXT. He won the NXT title. That was okay. And then he came into the main roster teaming with Dolph Ziggler. And oh my God, good old Dolph Ziggler. What a tale. But now Drew McIntyre is when he won the WWE Championship, when he had his run to the WWE Championship, I'll never forget it. The world didn't want Drew McIntyre to become WWE champion, so much so that a global pandemic spawned because of this. I have a whole theory about this, but we're not going to talk about that. Sooner or later, we're going to talk about the COVID Drew McIntyre theory. I think Drew McIntyre caused COVID. But either way, he had one of the worst title reigns ever as a WWE champion. Not like, Jinder Mahal, who had one of the best. Drew McIntyre, he came out there and he was like, we're going to point to the WrestleMania sign together. And it was just horrible every single time he was out on the microphone. And it would be these long, meandering promos out in the middle in front of no one, out in front of screens. And that was the best time Drew McIntyre has had. Like Punk has said in the chat, Punk elevated Drew McIntyre to a different status on the microphone. And that's the only time Drew McIntyre has ever been passable with me. But anyways, yeah. Drew McIntyre sucks.
Jacob's Corner where the truth ignites. No holding back, no silent nights. His rage cuts through the darker lights. Every last a battle, every word a fight.
As you can tell,
Rays cuts through the dark of lights.
I think we with that, I said, you know what? We need to get onto this right there. We need to get onto this right there. That's what we need to get onto.
Drew McIntyre caused COVID, though.
What's the matter, Dan?
I can't. This is why. When anybody ever asks why Jacob has his own fucking section or his own fucking thing, that's why. Right there. Crispin Wallace, so he did the thing.
Yeah. What did you do?
So Gerard, go ahead. Go ahead.
So, as you guys can see behind me, there was a deal announced this week with these three companies here. Okay. And as a fan of the business, I get it. I understand it. And I say, great job.
No. Do you know why they did it?
I think it's hey.
It came out. Hold on. By your favorite reporter, your favorite wrestling journalist of all time. Everyone, if you didn't know this, Gerard is a fucking fanboy for one, David Metzler.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, the WWE TNA partnership.
So the reason that David Metzler says this happened is because since WWE went to Netflix and they're going to lose those TV stations, they're trying to get TNA on those TV stations to stop AEW from getting them.
Wait, time out. WWE didn't lose any television stations. Netflix gave them $500 million a year.
No, that's what I'm saying. But they're not going to be on USA anymore, so they're going to try to get TNA to that level.
No. Remember, though, WWE is still on USA, though. Now, the Fox network, as we all might have heard report that there might have been another competitor going to Fox Sports. Obviously, that ain't going to come true.
Look,
Yeah,
I'm just
I agree.
I'm just letting you know what the greatest wrestling journalist, David Meltzer, said.
Listen, that guy wouldn't know a wrist lock from a wristwatch, but I tell you what, he knows a frying pan from a pothole.
I'm just saying, David Metzler, your favorite journalist of all time, said that WWE is trying to stop AEW from getting their old TV.
Hey, put it this way: anybody who's threatened by AEW getting TV time, okay, first of all, is a fool. They're not getting TV. Heck, they can't put butts in their own. They can't put their own thing on. How are they going to put it on somebody else's?
Are you criticizing the thoughts of one David Metzler?
Absolutely, and I'll
He's the
take his
greatest wrestling journalist of all time.
I would have that debate with that guy. I would love to have that debate with that guy. He's a shameless self-promoter, but never actually worked a day in the business.
Not David Metzler.
Yeah.
You're saying it wrong, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean,
Listen, David Metzler's been as much time in the ring as Bob Cox.
Gerard said it wrong too.
Hey,
I'm sorry, it's Dave.
Draws, I mean,
Meltzer.
Draws is a better, like Draws was a better fucking, you know.
no,
journalist
listen,
than David,
Bob
and he's
Costas.
dead. Like,
Bob Costas did enough.
Bob Costas pissed off Vince McMahon. That's all he ever did, was known for as far as wrestling.
Listen, that's what I'm saying.
Fucking-
He knows more about the business than Dave Metzler does.
You can't even say his name right anymore.
I don't even want to say his name right. I like that, right? He looks like the wax rolled up by a garbage truck. You ever seen that Liberty Mutual commercial where the guy got the wax figure on the ocean and the wax figure starts to melt?
Well, it's just Dave Meltzer is just gross, but you know, it is the TNA NXT partnership. I think it's beneficial for NXT.
Mark, I will have you never compared to have the name of this podcast in the same name as TK, that piece of shit.
Hey, well, listen. Hey, what's Dave's excuse going to be when the Raiders come out for last night, when AEW Collision probably got its ass kicked by Saturday night's main event?
Look, I'm going to tell you right now, you know what you're talking about. It's because the ratings are different now, Gerard, because like they stream on Max.
Oh, yeah,
you got to take accountability to the Max viewership because
people with multiple TVs in their house. You're not taking care of that.
And also
internet views.
Internet's
radio. AEW's got a great radio audience too. Man, you got to take that into account.
Yeah. Yep, and we're not even accounting Fight TV. And,
Fight TV, DAZN,
realistically, it's in 8 million households. Realistically,
did you not remember the numbers that AEW Dark was doing on YouTube back in the day? You remember that?
Look this way, they did so good ratings, they had to cancel one show.
No, we just moved the show around.
They just moved the shows around.
No.
Rampage. Rampage might come back.
What channel I can watch Rampage on? Anyone?
Well, here's the thing. Can anyone explain what's going on with the Death Riders? Can anyone explain that? Is anyone interested in that? This is their top storyline right now, and nobody likes it. Not even AEW fans like this shit.
Can you just
Usually when something like that happens in wrestling, you move the fuck on and you do something else. If something's not working, you just get rid of it. Case in point, Shorty G. It wasn't working. Now he's Chad Gable again. Granted, Chad Gable's in a weird spot right now, but here, it's just, I don't know, man. It's terrible. AEW's in the worst spot it's ever been, and it's kind of sad at this point that the best thing on the show is fucking when Harley Cameron comes out with a guitar. And, that's the only thing that gets me to pop all night on Dynamite is a fucking Australian
kind of
chick.
literally or figuratively pop.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Both. But, no, it's just terrible.
But, okay, so I do think this merger is a good thing.
Yeah.
I know, and I agree with you. I agree with you, Punk, because I was the AEW shield here. It pisses me off that it's dropped so far. When it first started, they had some really good ideas. When FTR showed up there, fucking awesome. Cody and fucking MJF, What a fucking feud.
Look what
Fucking
MJF's doing now. Huh?
Punk and MJF. Now fucking Punk, or now MJF is fighting with a geriatric Grim Reaper of wrestling.
What was that fucking promo segment that they had? Remember? Did you guys see that with MJF? And
Oh, yeah.
We talked about it. You weren't here. You were scraping fucking pizza pans.
Yeah, with his spray tan running down, and it was pretty sad.
The best
And then
line
the
of
promo
that
he cut this
promo-
week was even worse.
The best line of that promo was this though. I'll take your wife off back, and then you'll be a guy who can taste my semen and the semen of an Olympic gold medalist. Jesus.
I bet even Kurt Angle's just like, really, man.
Well, that's another thing that came out too. And we're going to get back to the NXT thing, but Kurt Angle came out, and there's a name that he was called for years, and then people mean it as a term of endearment, but his ass that people stopped referring to it. He said it was a dark time in his life, and so I'm with him. You know, I think Kurt doesn't ask a lot of his fucking fans, not just stop calling him that particular name. Yeah, it's Peak Angle now. We can call him Peak Angle.
I feel like even calling him that, it still implies that the best part of his life was when he was on drugs. I'm just saying. That was his peak. But, it's true.
In fairness to Kurt Angle, I will say this when it comes to that. Okay, I don't think there should be ever any time where real life issues with drugs should come into play on any storyline.
So you were not a fan of the Hawk drug addict?
Jeff Hardy.
No, I've never been a fan of the taking somebody's personal demons and glorifying them just for the sake of that, just for some.
So wait, you don't like?
We've seen too many guys lose their lives over stuff like that to take that and make a deal out of it.
We're talking about personal demons. You're not a fan of Finn Balor, then?
That was just awful.
That's really.
That was just
really. No. I mean,
really?
That'd be like
really?
That would have been like making a story on
I miss when the
Jake
Miz
Roberts'
said
cocaine
that.
addiction.
Say that again. Miz used to be great.
Hey, no, listen. Somebody who said something like the thing about Jeff Hardy. If you wanted to put him in there with beers and stuff like that, no. That's a real life, making.
Well, they did that a couple years ago on SmackDown. They had like a thing where he got into a car accident, and they were like, "Oh, we found some alcohol," and fucking like he crashed. Like, didn't he crash Elias or something? I don't know.
I just feel like taking real life issues like that. You want to talk about somebody's wife and stuff like that, no big deal. But somebody's personal demons, that's a good. I just think it's a good way to get some of these guys, and just because of what happened with the Benoit situation. I think that should be not even.
Jacob, I'm not going to say it.
I don't know what happened to that guy.
I know. You can't get mad at that. He says it every fucking time. Chris Benoit did this, and fucking Jacob pops up with a, what do you do?
He's a great champion.
It's like,
I agree with you, though, Gerard. Like, look, Kurt Angle has given us many, many, many great matches in life. One of his match with Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania will go down as by far one of the, in my opinion, greatest technical performance ever.
Seeing that at the Royal Rumble, seeing that on the Royal Rumble. Okay, if I can show you. Okay, this chair right here. Royal Rumble, January 19th. I want to say it was 2002 or 2003. I sat in the second row. I saw Kurt Angle versus Chris Benoit.
And they're advertising the PlayStation 2 on there. I saw that. Nice.
And I will say, in person, the best match I've ever saw in my life.
Again, there were two specimens.
And, I heard somebody say the other day, and I will bring this up, Chris Benoit doesn't belong in any mention of a Hall of Fame.
No.
As a performer, yes. As a man, keep him away. I understand. Get rid of everything he ever did and how he died and how he ended his life. You can get rid of all that. But some of the matches he had, to be able to still go back and watch some of the matches he had, I can enjoy the way he ended his career, the way he ended his wife and his son's life is unforgettable.
I think Paul Heyman said it best. Paul Heyman said, by far, one of the top 5 performers I've ever known in my life or ever seen in the ring. You know, he was. I wanted him in ECW back, in the day. He was going to build the company around him. As a human being, if that's your boy, fuck you and fuck
Correct.
him. He said 3 people died that night. 2 people didn't have a choice.
And that's the thing I'm talking about.
In what situation?
And the thing about it is like, hey, you can always go back, like I told you before, go back to the Pete Rose situation. Pete Rose belongs in the Hall of Fame as a player, as a manager. Keeping the hell out of the Hall of Fame.
But I disagree with you. Okay, we're not getting into baseball, but yeah, but that, you know what? I'm not going to do it. Not going to fucking do it. Not going to do it.
On his team to win.
He bet on his own team to win.
Listen, I'll tell you this right now. How many
We
athletes?
talk about Pete Rose. He was in WWE. He got chokeslammed many
Right,
times.
he's a WWE Hall of Famer.
He deserves it. Shit. He dressed up as
Listen.
the chicken. He was the chicken.
Hey, listen, at least he didn't come out of an egg. If he would have come out of the egg, that would have been great if he came out the egg. But it's just certain situations and stuff like that. And to glorify addictions, I just think that's a touchy subject where professional wrestling needs to stay away from, just because of the amount of guys. Eddie Guerrero, Mr. Perfect Kurt Hennig. Okay. I'm sorry. The one.
Well,
Chris Candido, Louis
I
Piccoli.
just remembered. You said how he ended his career, right? Right? How he ended his career. Somebody who's very close to the show through blood and family may have actually just ended his career with his decisions. Gerard's cousin, Jean-Pierre Lafitte, also known as PCO, destroyed the digital media title.
And he's not my cousin, people, really.
He's really his cousin. I don't care what he says. They look just alike. Jean-Pierre Lafitte, better known as PCO, Perfect Creation 1, former Ring of Honor champion, former TNA wrestler, as of now, former digital media champion, Jean-Pierre Lafitte.
He's the tag team champion of Quebecers with
Former tag team champion. Jean-Pierre Lafitte, Gerard's cousin. Since it is your cousin, Gerard, I'll let you talk about what happened.
He was at a GCW show and decided to take their title, or one of their titles,
Their worst title.
absolutely destroy it in the middle of a ring.
Can we talk about how he missed the belt like 3 times?
Yeah. I think, hey, I feel sorry for that chair. That chair was like, hey, what the hell did I do?
Yeah.
But I don't see any way. I think that's an unforgivable thing. It wasn't a script. It was a total shoot.
Come on.
It wasn't work. No shoot. It was real life.
Come on.
He was upset. He was upset that thought he was getting screwed over. And, he did it in the wrong place. I know. I understand the storyline behind it. I just don't think you do business like that in the ring.
The story that's come out, at least I take it with a grain of salt because Rene Dupree said it. Rene Dupree said that PCO was pissed because when TNA was in Montreal, he had something to do with, I think, helping get the venue or something like that. There's some heat on TNA and PCO for that. Or this is all just one complete work and we're all just, marks, quote unquote. But I don't know. I don't think PCO is that good of a worker to pull a shoot work like this off. You saw he was pissed. You saw when he was in the ring, he said, what was he? He was yelling. He was like, I was the best in TNA, the best in, and then they cut him off. And I don't know.
And who's going to go stop him because he has a sledgehammer in his hand?
Yeah. So all I can say out of this is good for Mance Warner because now Mance Warner's in TNA.
And I saw that the Southern Psychopath, Mance Warner, who is the actual boyfriend of Steph DeLando, the 23 that kept popping in TNA. It was her. It's only a number. I love that promo, that fucking thing. It was creepy as shit. Mance Warner showed up, beat the shit out of Sami Callihan, which I haven't seen Sami Callihan forever. What the fuck happened? Who did he eat? Jesus.
It's so him and Jessica Havoc are dating, so I think something happened with the two of those. I don't know. Something happened with the both of them. But yeah, Sami Callihan looks like a fucking hot air balloon, man. That was sad to see, honestly, because I'm a big Sami Callihan fan.
Me too.
So that was unfortunate to see. I'm like, oh, like is it
We're talking
drinking?
about
I
a
don't
guy
know.
who was like literally like the biggest deal for a couple years because one, what he did to fucking Eddie Edwards, who also, in my opinion, looks like shit. You know,
Yeah,
he hit him
looks
on accident.
terrible,
He hit him
too.
on accident with a baseball bat in the face, and then that was actually when I was getting divorced. I remember that's why I remember that because I was sitting there like waiting for the lawyer to come out. Like, oh, y'all are boring me. I was watching fucking Sami Callihan. He hit fucking but no, fucking yeah. It's just
I think I don't know. I don't want to speculate because we just talked about addictions and stuff. It looks a little alcoholish to me, like at least in my experience with with the family members and such. I don't know. Looks like it, but I don't know, man. It's unfortunate to see Sami Callihan, eat Sami Callihan or ate Sami Callihan. It looked pretty bad, but good for Mance Warner. I mean, I love Mance Warner. He's he's fucking great in the ring, and he's actually a really good promo too. So hopefully this
I'm
leads.
curious to see where they're going to go with that. But again, it's part of that TNA deal too. Like a lot of people were freaking out because TNA's been apparently letting go of a bunch of people. They're losing fucking Alexander. They're losing fucking Jordan Grace.
Yeah, they lost Speedball.
I really think that Alexander's going over to NXT, and I think him and Ethan Page are going to reform the North.
I hope so. I mean, it would give Ethan Page something to do. I mean, now he's breaking people's teeth in NXT or something, whatever the fuck he's doing now.
Hey Dan, I got to bring up something to you.
Uh-oh.
And this is my date in wrestling history because we talked about it earlier in the night about referees. Well, on this date in 1987, the Hart Foundation defeated the British Bulldogs with help from Dangerous Danny Davis as the referee. Okay? And for all you people out there, on this date, at that same TV taping,
The Dynamite kid got caught with coke.
Andre the Giant challenged Hulk Hogan for the
challenge you for a match at the WrestleMania.
Match at the WrestleMania.
for the match at WrestleMania. So, and then
chest open with a fucking crucifix.
Yeah.
now, because we were just talking about something else, after winning the Royal Rumble the previous night, SmackDown superstar Chris Benoit appeared on Raw and revealed he intended to challenge Triple H at WrestleMania 20. Wow.
Wonder how that turned out.
I like, that is just that so
no one ever said we're a politically correct podcast. Fuck you.
Hey, no, listen. When you say that,
Turn down.
I wish you had the old ECW line. ECW used to have the shirt saying ECW. On the back, politically incorrect and damn proud of it. That was their shirt. And
we got fucking tie-dye and fucking Jacob.
Yeah, I mean listen. Why is it seem like always this time of year more and more crap comes out of woodwork and stuff like that leading into the hottest time of the year? Because we all know this is the hottest time of the year in wrestling because of what's going to be coming up. As fans, it's our most enjoyable time because it all starts next week at the Royal Rumble. We've already know that Charlotte Flair is going to be returning.
You mean Carmella?
Joan Rivers. It's Joan Rivers. I'm sorry. I don't know what the fuck she did to. Again, I'm sorry, ladies. I know this is a thing that you like to do. To
You really think ladies are watching this podcast?
Yes, ladies are watching out there. I think it's something you like
No,
to
you
do.
fix your hair.
Sometimes, it looks okay. Sometimes you end up looking like Charlotte, and it's Cora Jade's kind of getting there too. I don't know why she's started doing all this work on her face when she's literally older than her. So I don't know.
I wonder if Andrade minds it.
Of course he doesn't care. He's all like, "Oh, that's Charlotte, nice."
I mean, I just want to know if all the things that she's sitting on, does she own all that stuff, or is it a gimmick? Because I'll tell you, if she owns all that stuff, we know why our tickets prices are so high. We're going to buy her all that stuff. Jesus Christ!
Hulk Hogan versus Sunny Kiss, really?
Well.
Whatever happened to Sunny Kiss? Like, what the fuck? I remember that was like a thing for like.
Wherever he went, Joey Janela went with him.
Yeah. Oh my God, fucking Joey Janela.
Hey, listen.
When you back down from Enzo Amore, then you're a total bitch.
Here's somebody we don't talk about enough. Okay, I would love to see Gorgeous George come back at a Royal Rumble. I'd love to see her just show back up.
She never did a match.
Yes, she did.
Oh, well, you talking about her?
She probably wrestled with Macho Man a lot.
I was gonna say, can we have her come back? Have Major Guns come back?
Oh God! Why don't we just throw in? Let's get ODB out there.
Yeah, ODB. There you go, ODB. We could have
Miss Madness '99 to come back too, and fucking the Wonder Blaze.
Do we have?
Who I would love though, like if to make a cameo
who
in the
could
Royal
be the
Rumble?
final contestant? Kimberly Page.
Ooh, Kimberly Page. Oh, that'd be nice.
Who's
who I
also
actually
50-something years old.
The Nitro have the Nitro Girls make a return. Well,
you could have the ghost of Mae Young come out. That'd be pretty cool.
Fire.
No, actually,
we could actually get.
I really wish Awesome Kong would make a cameo appearance, like at least once in one of these women's.
You might see what's her name there, Victoria.
Oh yeah, that's probably gonna happen.
Or Ivory come out in the white shirt with the tie and stuff.
Or Mighty Molly. Remember Mighty Molly? Yeah. That'd be epic.
I mean, that's something we should be talking about, like surprises in the Rumble that we'd like to see. I'd say I'd like to see the Iron Sheik, but
a Hurricane.
Ariel, the vampire chick.
Oh, that would be dude. I would fucking mark out for that, dude. I was obsessed with her. And
I tell him Akeem the African Dream, but
Akeem the African Dream would be amazing. Kevin Thorne's still out there.
How about how about Nails?
Nails. Nathan Jones, he's still out there in Australia.
The Shockmaster.
The Shockmaster.
I wonder if him and Tugboat could team together.
Jinder Mahal.
Leland got it. Leland, all right, listen, I don't want to cry yet. All right, don't get my hopes up. All right, that's something. Dreams are not.
Muhammad Hassan, he could make a comeback.
Muhammad Hassan would be awesome.
Oh my God.
The Sultan. Y'all remember the Sultan?
Oh, yes. Fuck yeah. All Rikishi has to do is
wait a minute. Can we get the Scotty Too Hottie?
Yep. Oh, Scotty Too Hottie. Scotty Too Hottie could still go. That actually.
He's a firefighter for Florida, from what I know.
Yeah. What's another one? A Spike Dudley. That'd be a great one.
What would be the greatest return of all time for the most money?
Crash Holly. Wait, no, he's dead. Sorry.
Sasha Banks.
Oh my God.
Dude.
Hey, what
hold on, Gerard. Hold on. Look at he's fuming. He's fuming.
I don't have much to say. It's not, it'd be a broken record at this
What
point.
was the nickname of the Big Dudley called?
Big Dick Dudley.
Yeah,
he's dead.
I knew you knew it. I knew
Big
you
Dick
would know.
Dudley.
Yeah.
Dances there was Big Dick Dudley. Dances with Dudley. Sign Guy Dudley.
I think we should have Brodus Clay show up. That'd be awesome. Funk.
Oh no, he's on Fox Television. He ain't showing up.
And former NWA World Champion. I think put some respect on that name. He carried NWA to new heights.
You know what? You keep talking about
Enter Sandman.
You keep talking about Jinder Mahal. What we need though is to change the narrative. EC3.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, you really controlled his narrative.
Wait, hold on, wait a minute.
So did Braun
I'm
Strowman.
a one-man band.
Yeah, Heath Slater. Yeah, that'd be awesome. Oh my God, what the hell?
He's all choked up.
Oh, that was terrible.
Rockabilly. We could get
Sorry, Heath
Rockabilly
Slater.
back.
Sorry, hearing Heath Slater, that got me. It took me to a place.
Oh, okay. There we go. Now somebody's talking. There we go. Now she's talking.
Hey, Godfather would rule.
No, I
who
like
else?
that. I like the second part of that.
Yep, hoes. Bring back all the hoes. Bring in Flash Funk. That'd be.
My God.
Flash, you are so funky.
Vince
The
Russo,
Skinner.
bro.
Gonna get the Skinner. Duke the Dumpster Drosy.
I think Steve Irwin. I think
Steve Irwin.
yeah. I think he's passed away, didn't he?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got killed by
Ray
a
fucking in the chest. Oh, the greatest of all time. Repo Man.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Hey, unfortunately, the same guy who did his music did Super Fly.
Yeah, that guy's great.
Um,
I hear he was a loving spouse.
Abe Knuckleball Schwartz.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hold on.
I think we should have a Rick Quick Draw McGraw. I think that would be a great.
Bill Irwin, not Steve Irwin, by the way.
How about the original Rock?
Oh yeah.
Don Morocco.
Don Morocco. I think Tony Atlas would be great. He comes out there.
I'm
gonna win the Raw Rumble.
And then I'll touch a picker.
And then Pat is gonna touch my pecker.
Ivan Putski.
Mr. USA, Tony
Or
Atlas.
you can get Meat to come back for one night. Meat.
Oh, he was
Or
brutal.
Mantar. Let's get Mantar in there.
Hey, let's get
The Berserker.
What about Prince Albert?
Berserker.
Prince
Prince
Albert?
Albert.
Prince Albert. Yep.
Um,
Remember, this is about Saturday night's main event.
yes. No. Wait a minute. Hold on. The Giant.
Yep.
Well, you see, if him and the Big Show would have teamed up, they would have been unstoppable.
Oh, look at that. Look at that. Dan wants cocaine to show up.
You damn right I want cocaine to show up.
Cocaine's so fucking crazy.
Is that he's got an 8-ball?
Hey,
Cocaine,
hey,
cocaine.
hey, in all honesty, from what I'm hearing about Tessa Blanchard this week, her showing up.
He's a racist.
Hold on.
Never heard that chanted
Tessa
ever.
Blanchard versus Hulk Hogan
Yes.
in a 4-post burning cross match.
That yeah.
Oh, wow. Hey, that's
no.
money right there, though.
Blue Cane.
Blue Cane.
What about?
The Blue Meanie. The Blue Meanie.
Hey, Blue Meanie would be fucking awesome. You
Hold
got Blue
on,
Cane,
y'all
you got
forgetting
cocaine,
Candy Cane.
you got
and
Gain, you got
Gain. I mean, look,
There's
he's got
Candy
one of his-
Cane,
he's got
too.
one
I
of
saw
his-
Candy
Jacob's
Cane
already
for
got one of
sure.
his
No.
shirts.
You know what would be great? If mine got a number.
Who?
Mine. George the Animal Steals doll. Mine.
Oh, you know what? We're forgetting about one of the greatest gimmicks ever. 7. We can get 7
yeah.
back in there.
I
7.
want you to take a good long look in this crap I'm in.
Hey, wait a minute. We could get, hey, just so that you know, this week somebody announced that he has one more match in him. But which guy do we get? We could get Mick Foley, Mankind, or
Nobody.
Dude Love.
Or just he can stay at home. He can go
No,
back
no.
and just sit
Mick
back
Foley
down.
would die if he had another match again. I saw him come out. He was on OVW, I think, this past week. He came out as Dude Love.
Now there's a match.
It was horrible.
Head versus Mind.
Yeah.
His head, a head versus a dog?
Head versus Mind.
The fuck?
I
Mine
mean,
was
hell,
a-
fucking,
mine was
if
a
we're-
doll.
Let's
Mine
bring
was
in,
a
let's
doll.
bring in fucking Plank from Ed, Ed and Eddie. I'd love that. You got Plank. We got Mitch, the potted plant. I remember
Okay,
that.
Leland, I heard about that, and then he said he wasn't gonna do it. Fucking Perry Saturn. He wasn't gonna do it because he got concussed in training and didn't realize he got concussed.
Who?
Mick Foley.
Mick Foley realized he got concussed?
No, he didn't realize.
He didn't realize he had gotten concussed during training, and he said, "Nope, I think I'm out. I'm not doing it."
Is his daughter in training to be a wrestler?
She was, but she's like, "This shit hurts. I'm not doing this. I'll just go post
Yeah,
for
pretty much.
OnlyFans."
Didn't they make a whole reality show out of that?
Yeah.
And then it
Oh, no.
failed miserably?
Is she not one of them TikTok or girls or Insta chat, whatever you call it?
Fucking boomer. She's on OnlyFans. posing.
That's
her
what I mean.
mood.
Insta chat.
I don't listen. I go to show people I am
Look,
not.
look, this is why Gerard's cousin and not him was a social media champion.
I am not.
Yeah, that belt's so stupid. Fucking, that belt should not exist. But there's
Look,
a lot.
I
of
talked about this on Rant and Raven. We'll be working with them next week on the Royal Rumble. If you come back, we're going to do. Oh, let me tell you now. Next week is the Royal Rumble, and we will be having Rant and Rave on, hopefully, or we'll be on their channel. If we're on their channel, we're going to come back Sunday. Huh? We're going to multi-stream, and so
I'll be right back.
we're going to have a giveaway. Anybody who wants to win WWE 2K25 when that comes out, you will get a chance to win that when it comes out. All right. So what you'll have to do is come in, watch the show with us. And if you watch the show, during the show, we're going to let you know how to enter to win a copy of WWE 2K25. No bullshit, straight up. You will, if you want that game, you can win it. All you got to do is watch the show. But no, we were talking about this shit. And Gerard, tell me, like, you know me, I got like the old school Booker mentality. I don't like fucking flippy dippy shit. I also think, we talked about how moves have ruined the fucking business. I also believe that a trios title is pointless. I think as a company, you need very few titles. You need the world title. You need a fucking national title. You need a fucking tag team title. And maybe a lower class, like fucking cruiserweight title.
Well,
at the most, you add a television title to that, you're solid, depending on the size of your company.
Well, think about it like this. Like that's what made the Intercontinental title so valuable. You're going to have your world title, and every company's going to have their number one guy. The Intercontinental title, because there's so other few titles, you had the Intercontinental title come in. And think about it. It was the last of the three. The tag team titles were out there. You had the tag team titles. You had your heavyweight title. They said, we need to put another title. We need to bring another title in.
The European title would be dope. I mean, Punk said that.
Patterson brings it in. In the NWA WCW, how many titles were there? Okay, you had a whole bunch of them.
No, I'm with you on that because that's what I'm saying. You need a world title. That's your main piece.
Yep.
You got to have the tag team titles.
Yep.
That mid-card title, whether it is the Intercontinental or a United States title, but a national title.
Do you think, hey, let me ask you this. Do you think having the separation between SmackDown and Raw, which title are on which brand?
Yeah.
Like, the title right now for the Intercontinental, Braun Breaker has it.
Yeah.
The U.S. title, who has it?
Shinsuke.
Okay, Shinsuke Nakamura has it. Sorry, go to show you. Which one right now is more important?
Oh, Braun's title.
Is Shinsuke dummying down?
I don't think he's had it long enough, and I don't think they put him on.
He hasn't defended it enough either. They haven't really.
He's defended against LA Knight, but they haven't really done much yet with it. Like Braun's actually had a bunch of defenses and whatnot. Now, when LA Knight won the United States title, it was a big deal. Like, oh my God, LA Knight finally got that singles title. Like I said, he just lost it. Now, is Shinsuke getting lost in the shuffle? Probably, but we haven't.
It's Shinsuke.
Because what time of year is it?
WrestleMania.
At WrestleMania time, if you're not talking about the big titles, you're not talking about anything else right now. And to be fair, we're not talking about the big titles either right now. Well, I mean, what I'm going to say is, we just talked about Hogan and Andre for a second there. What was the bigger match at WrestleMania that year?
Macho Man.
Macho and Steamboat was the bigger match going in for the Intercontinental title. Okay? And to this day, in my belief, still the best WrestleMania match that's still been put out. I don't think it's been touched yet.
I would beg to differ because you had Undertaker Michaels 1 and 2, and you had fucking I go back to it, Kurt Angle versus fucking Shawn Michaels. Fuck, you can't deny the Iron Man match.
I'm just
I don't like the Iron Man match.
I didn't think that match just because of the participation, because of the participants in it. And how they had that match.
Dude, Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart had a fucking instant classic. It was look.
I don't like Iron Man as much as their other matches. I think it's their least.
Well, hear me out. You watch that match. You go back. You watch fucking Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, Iron Man match. There was never a lull.
Yes,
it was constant action.
Mm-mm.
Your boy got look. Your best friend got kicked in the face.
Wait a minute. Hold on, though. And I'm saying to you this. It took them an hour to do what Savage and Steamboat did in 22 minutes.
It was an Iron Man match.
But
I
I'm just
still
saying,
say the best WrestleMania match of all time is Rusev versus Randy Orton
Oh my
versus
God.
Bobby Roode versus Jinder fucking Mahal, where Jinder Mahal wins the United States Championship. No, actually,
I thought you were going to say the gimmick battle royal.
oh, the gimmick battle royal is great too. But no, actually, I think Rock and Hogan, like Leland said in the chat, is probably
See,
the best.
the thing about the Rock and Hogan, and I would
But
say
the crowd makes that match.
correct.
Yeah.
And I'm saying, when you're dealing with, I'm talking now, mind you, I'm talking about matches that have to deal with titles.
Yeah.
Steamboat Savage, put that title to a whole new level. The only problem with that was 2 months later, Steamboat lost the title to the Honky Tonk Man. That took away that whole match just because he lost it 2 months later. When you're talking about the titles, look at the times. I said to you, from the time Bob Backlund had the title to Hogan, in 9 years, two guys held that title in 9 years. Hogan lost it for the last time after WrestleMania 9. From 1993, I think it was, to 2000, whatever, like 10 people held the freaking title. People were winning it left and right. A lot of people were upset that Roman Reigns held it for as long as he did, but it bring the title back to mean something. And unfortunately, the guy who holds that title now, people are complaining that he holds the title.
Well, and it meant a lot when Cody won the title, but like since he's won it, it's just kind of been like the
Because there hasn't been that big rivalry. Okay, let's put it like this: Roman.
I think Orton getting taken out when he did kind of messed things up because I feel like that could have been a really great rivalry, at least that they should have tried.
That's where you say the chase for the title becomes more important than the title.
Yeah.
And in Cody's case, him chasing that title over winning it, that chase was more fun to watch than him actually being the champion. And so much so, like I say, I enjoy more watching Gunther's matches defending that title than I enjoy watching Cody defend his.
No, yeah. I get you. What's up, Skull? No, I know. I completely understand. Like I said,
Bonjour.
Fucking Lafitte. Bonjour, Skullduggery. Did you also know, Skullduggery, you being a French Canadian, that your fellow countryman Gerard Millette here is the cousin of Jean-Pierre Lafitte?
No, I'm not a cousin of Jean-Pierre Lafitte.
He's the cousin of Jean-Pierre Lafitte.
Nope.
Yeah.
We.
My grandparents was from Saint-Gelais, Quebec, Canada. And guess what? That's as much French Canadian as I am.
I know. You are the cousin of Jean-Pierre Lafitte.
EC2 right here.
He is an honorary Quebecer. He was once tag team partners and referee for the Mountie. He is Gerard Millette, cousin of Jean-Pierre Lafitte.
No.
That's going to be the intro from now on.
Yes, that's the next. We're getting rid of Chibble. We're getting the Mountie on here to announce Gerard Millette being the cousin of Jean-Pierre Lafitte.
I'm the Mountie.
He does it too well. He's the fucking...
Listen, you know what the sad part is for a guy like that was? He could go around the world and do that gimmick. He couldn't do it in Canada. He was going to get arrested for impersonation of a police officer. And if we all know Canadian police, if you get caught impersonating one of them, you're an idiot.
Yeah, they're too nice, man.
All I can think about now is if you ever get that Cobb County.
No, listen. SummerSlam 91, when he's in the jail cell and the prisoner looks at him and goes, "Don't you just love the way leather feels on your body? Oh, get me out of here."
Okay, well, let me ask you this. That revamping of that character, though, when he came back from being the guy who wore the blue fucking officer uniform to the personal security for Vince McMahon and the corporation as Big Boss Man wearing all black, what did you think?
That was one gimmick change. I think it needed to be done. And, you know, like Undertaker might have changed his gimmick 3 or 4 times, but he always stayed Taker. Everything he did in the ring was the same. Okay? Whether he was the dead man, the motorcycle guy, stuff like that, he was always the same guy. The character changed. The guy doing the character didn't change.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? When you can do that, you've accomplished a lot. And I'll put it to Adrian Adonis. Adrian Adonis, when he first came out with the hattie on, the leather and stuff like that, him and Dick the Rebel Murdoch. Then he goes into this freaking Liberace stage, and he was no longer the same Adrian Adonis.
No, I agree with you, but I saw something that did in the same breath. NXT had a character who I thought was excellent from South Africa. He was a mercenary. Leo Kruger. Love the character. Love Leo Kruger as a character. Like I said, he was a tata. He was a fucking nut. And then they turned him into Adam Rose. And
that worked for the better. I like that better.
It's fucking Rosebuds. I thought the Leo.
Hey, how many wrestlers got their starts on the Rosebuds though?
Yep, Braun Strowman, Becky Lynch. There's a lot of there. I think Adam Rose did more good for the wrestling business.
Selena Vega got started the Rosebud too, right?
Yep.
They don't get their start. They're walking out in the conga line. They did the same shit with No Way Jose.
And No Way Jose was awesome too.
No, he was not. That was trash.
Next world champion material, I thought.
Hey, there we go. We can have him come back at the Royal Rumble.
That would be awesome. I thought Adam Rose coming back would be lit too. I mean, the possibilities are endless. Nobody remembers Leo Kruger. Everyone remembers Adam Rose. It was, Leo Kruger was so interesting that they had to, create Adam Rose. But, it's way better than, I think the greatest character change of all time is, of course, 3MB with, no, I'm just kidding. Remember,
we roughly have about 3 minutes left before we're clearing.
Yeah.
Women's Royal Rumble, Gerard. Who's fucking winning it?
I hate to say it. Charlotte Flair.
Skull, stay out of this.
Charlotte Flair.
Charlotte Flair. What you got,
my heart would love Io Sky, but my head says Charlotte Flair. Yeah, that's unfortunate. And then I'm going Kerwin White for the Men's Royal Rumble.
Are you talking about White Chavo?
Yeah. that was an awesome gimmick, James.
I'm
going Cena for Men's Royal Rumble.
I have to go Punk.
Punk will be cool.
And the only reason why I got to go Punk, I think this is his last chance to do it. And I put it this way. For what he's done since he came back, I think this is the first time in his career he actually deserves it.
I agree with both of you. I think Punk and Charlotte. Do we think there's going to be any surprises?
They've already given them away, other than Becky Lynch.
Obviously, we're getting Hendry. I think both the Hardy Boys are going to show up at least one to the other. And then I would hope AJ Lee. I mean, they already spoiled Charlotte, so maybe that's why. But I don't know. I wouldn't hold my breath on it. But
one of them's pregnant or just had a kid, so she ain't making it.
Yeah.
Oh, that was such a wasted gimmick because it was so good. Iconics.
Yeah, the Iconics would actually be pretty cool. At least,
yeah.
I love. Okay, say what you want, but when Billie Kay was separated from her partner, and she was coming out there with her resume, and when she was in the Royal Rumble, and she gave Jillian Hall her resume, and they teamed up for a while in the Royal Rumble, I thought that was excellent. I love Billie Kay.
Jillian Hall, what a time in wrestling that was.
But I think we may get Rosemary.
That would be awesome. I love Rosemary.
In the Women's Royal Rumble.
Who's that TNA Women's Champion?
I think Masha Slamovich might show up.
Tessa Blanchard, that'd be great.
They're not going to bring Tessa. But, okay, so all this shit going on, I get it, but fucking, she's still good in the ring. That fucking magnum she hit on Jordan Grace at the finish of that match. Fuck.
Well, we know we're going to get Aleister Black.
You don't know that.
Do we know? Do we get Ray Phoenix?
Not yet, because he's
No, he's not. No, he's still in for another year.
Who
I think
we might get, though, we haven't heard from in a long time, is Miro.
Miro. Yep.
that'd be cool.
Hey, then in the women's one, do we get Lana, the ravishing Russian?
They're not together anymore. I don't know. What's good.
Hey, don't rule out the possibility of Corey Graves, getting up from the desk and getting in there. Just saying.
Someone said earlier it should be Corey Graves versus Pat McAfee at WrestleMania.
There you go.
God damn it, no. For the love of God, no. I think a cool entrant would also be Wade Barrett. I think, you mentioned that earlier. I think that'd be pretty cool.
McAfee, though, could go jump in too, though.
He did that last year, and he jumped in and he got right out of the ring immediately.
Oh, wait, one last one. Dun, 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 dun. JBL.
That would be pretty cool.
I don't know. I like JBL and all, but meh.
I still think we still have a chance.
He's a fellow Texan, though.
Maharaja.
He's a fellow Texan. You're going to tell me you'd say
He's
no?
not. He's a New Yorker.
Oh.
Baron Corbin would also be cool, just saying.
He's not coming back.
Right.
Now, I do think that we might also get one more. Oh, we should be fucking close, but anyway. Zack Ryder. Matt Cardona. Always ready. Anyway, that being said, we will be live for the Royal Rumble. One way or another, we're fucking doing the Royal Rumble. We'll be live. You can enter to win that game. We will let you know how to do it. Just got to be here to watch the show. And as for myself, I am what the fuck? Art Bar. Yes. I am the Flying Jalapeno Dan. That is the Inside Man, Gerard Burlett, and the Jakester, Jacob McGovern. We are the Marks Podcast, and we'll see you next week.
All of you Marks have been listening to the Marks Podcast on YouTube.
Calling all the grappling fans, from body slams to high flying plans. Join the chat, hear the scoops. Jump in quick, don't be a stoop. We're throwing down in every match with tales and fights that you can't catch. The Marks Podcast is the place to be for every wrestling mystery.